I've always believed that honesty is the cornerstone of a good marriage. My wife, Caroline, and I had been together for 8 years, and I thought we had a bond that couldn't be shaken. We met in college, fell in love fast, and built a life together. But as I sat in our quiet living room that evening, staring at the glowing screen of my laptop, I realized I had been living a lie. It started a month ago. Caroline began acting differently. She'd spend more time on her phone, giggling at text messages she wouldn't share with me. She started coming home late, claiming she had to stay longer at work to handle a new project. I wanted to believe her, but there were too many oddities. The sudden shift in her demeanor, the new clothes she bought but never wore around me, the unfamiliar cologne lingering on her skin. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, so I decided to do some investigating. A week ago, when she left her phone unattended, I took a chance and opened it. My heart raced as I sifted through her messages. And there it was. A series of texts between her and someone named Derek. He wasn't just a coworker, as she'd casually mentioned before. They exchanged explicit messages, planned secret rendezvous, and even shared pictures that I'll never be able to erase from my mind. For days, I was consumed by a cocktail of emotions. Rage, betrayal, humiliation. I wanted to confront her, but something stopped me. Caroline had always been a master of manipulation, twisting situations to paint herself as the victim. If I didn't have irrefutable proof, she'd find a way to deny everything and turn it against me. So I came up with a plan. I started by installing a small surveillance camera in the living room. It was discreet, hidden among the decor she rarely paid attention to. I synced it to my laptop and set it to record whenever it detected movement. Then, I tracked her phone's location. She'd been careless with her passwords, and I knew enough about her habits to access her accounts. I saw every message, every photo, every detail of their sordid affair. Tonight was the night I'd been waiting for. She had left in the afternoon, claiming she was meeting her friend Claire for drinks. Claire, of course, was out of town, a fact I confirmed by casually messaging her the day before. I followed Caroline's location on her phone and saw her heading to a fancy restaurant across town. Derek was there, waiting for her. I didn't follow them inside. I didn't need to. Instead, I returned home and began setting the stage. I compiled every piece of evidence I had, screenshots of their texts, videos from the camera, and even the photos they'd sent each other. I arranged them into a folder titled The Truth and queued it up on the laptop connected to our TV. Then I waited. When Caroline walked through the door, she was practically glowing. Her cheeks were flushed, and she had that telltale smile that made my stomach churn. She kicked off her heels and greeted me with an unusually cheerful, "Hey, babe." I forced a smile. "Hey, how was your night?" "Oh, she said, brushing past me. "Just catching up with Claire. It's been forever since we had a girls' night." "Sounds fun," I said, keeping my tone even. "Hey, before you head to bed, I want to show you something. It's on the TV." She hesitated, her smile faltering for a split second. "Sure. What is it?" "Just something I've been working on," I said cryptically, leading her to the couch. She sat down and I grabbed the remote, hitting play. The screen lit up with a montage of her betrayal. First came the texts, scrolling slowly enough for her to read every word. Then, the photos, selfies of her and Derek, some taken in places she told me she was working late. Finally, the videos from the hidden camera, capturing her on the phone with him, laughing and whispering sweet nothings while I slept upstairs. Her face turned ashen. She clutched the edge of the couch, her eyes wide with horror. "What is this?" she stammered. I crossed my arms, standing just a few feet away. "This, Caroline, is the truth. The truth you've been hiding from me. The truth about your affair with Derek." "It's not what it looks like," she blurted out, her voice trembling. "I can explain." "Don't," I snapped, my voice sharper than I'd intended. "Don't insult my intelligence by trying to lie your way out of this. I have all the proof I need." She buried her face in her hands, sobbing. "Please, I didn't mean for this to happen. It was a mistake." "A mistake," I repeated, laughing bitterly. "A mistake is forgetting our anniversary, not carrying on a month-long affair behind my back. For a moment, the only sound in the room was her muffled crying. I let it hang there, letting her feel the weight of her actions. Then I delivered the final blow. Caroline, I've already spoken to a lawyer. I'm filing for divorce. She looked up, her face streaked with tears. No, please. We can work through this. I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. You left me, I said quietly. The moment you chose to betray me, you left this marriage. I'm just making it official. She lunged forward, grabbing my hand. Please. I love you. I'll end it with Derek. I'll go to therapy. Whatever it takes, just give me another chance. I pulled my hand away, shaking my head. It's too late for that. I turned and walked upstairs, leaving her sobbing on the couch. In the weeks that followed, I stayed firm. I moved my things into the guest room and began the process of separating our lives. I'd hired a good lawyer who ensured the divorce proceedings were swift and fair. As it turned out, Derek wasn't just a cheater, he was also married. His wife, once I reached out to her, was more than happy to provide additional evidence for the case. Caroline tried to fight it at first, but eventually, she relented. The reality of her actions had finally sunk in. I'd always been the stable one, the one who kept our lives running smoothly. Without me, she struggled to maintain the facade of her perfect life. The day the divorce was finalized, I felt a sense of freedom I hadn't felt in years. I'd lost someone I thought I'd spend my life with, but I'd gained something far more valuable, the chance to rebuild my life on a foundation of truth and self-respect. As for Caroline, I don't know what became of her. Last I heard, Derek's wife had kicked him out, and Caroline was left to pick up the pieces of her shattered life. Maybe she learned something from all of this, maybe not, but that's no longer my concern. Life has a way of teaching us lessons, often in the harshest ways possible. For me, this experience was a painful reminder of the importance of trust and the devastating consequences of betrayal. But it also taught me something else, the power of resilience. No matter how broken you feel, you can always find a way to rise again.